Tell me a story about a time where you were concerned about the ingredients animal products may contain.
Can I talk about like litter too, or just food?
More like chemicals in the product itself that you're a bit concerned
Right,
about.
but like I switched to corn cob litter because I was afraid of the chemicals in clay litter.
Oh,
does
yeah,
that-
that works, yeah.
Okay, yeah, I did that. I'm not very good at talking.
It's okay.
I don't know, like I was told that clay litter causes like lots of digestive issues because of the way it clumps and the chemicals within it. Because it sticks to cat's fur and then they lick it off and eat it.
Yeah.
So that's why I switched to corn cob litter because it's all natural and it doesn't clump up within the digestive system.
Right.
Also, my cat's on like a special food because like I've been told a lot about like the chemicals within like Purina and like Pedigree. I think that's the blue one.
Yeah.
Because I've heard horror stories of like dogs dying and stuff because it's not good food.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Okay. What was hard about that?
it tends to be more expensive to buy good things. Like my cat food is more expensive, and so is corn cob litter. It's also not as readily available. Like there's only really like one or two brands that carry good food. So or litter.
Yeah. Okay. Why was that hard?
Isn't that what you just asked me? Or like why was it?
Why was that hard? So, what was hard about that? Why was it hard?
Oh,
I guess
okay.
you kind of explained that where it was.
Yeah,
really
it's
expensive.
hard to it's hard to get.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you currently do, or what did you currently do to fix that?
I tend to go more often to like pet stores to see if they have it. Like I'm a lot more diligent to, be there when it's in stock.
Right. Okay. Why was that not awesome?
I don't know, because it's hard. It's hard to get. It's hard to
Right.
find.
Yeah.
It costs more money. I don't know.
How often do you need to solve the problem?
I don't know. We try to like ration stuff, so you feed her less food. Well, which is also what the vet said to do. So I'm not like trying to starve her or anything. And you sift out the litter box a lot more, like make a lot less total changes.
Yeah. How much do you currently pay to solve the problem?
Too much money. Probably about like twice normal cat food, like for cat food.
Right.
I mean, I don't know. It costs up to like $40 for like a small bag.
Really?
Like I think like a 2-pound bag is about $40.
Oh my god.
Or no, it's 1 pound.
That's expensive.
Yeah, I know.
At that point, I might as well go to rice.
Yeah, but I wanted to live forever.
Yeah, definitely. Where do you currently find information about the problem in general, like for chemicals and products? Yeah.
Well, like my vet talked to us about the food, like we're on, because it's better for her.
Okay.
It's got less chemicals in it, so we got, that advice from the vet. And I'm embarrassed to say this, but the litter and stuff is from like TikTok. Like we use corn cob litter because the internet said that that's good.
Yeah, I use TikTok a lot too, so.
Yeah.
All right, I think that's it.
Okay.
Tell me a story about a time where you're concerned about the ingredients and your animal product and what your animal products may contain.
There's been a couple times where my dogs have, one time specifically, my older dog had to go to the vet because we found out that she had grain-free food, I think it was, and it messed up her liver. So since then, we've been a little concerned about it.
Okay. What was hard about that?
That we thought we were giving our dogs something we could trust, and
Yeah.
then it ended up hurting them.
Right. Why was that hard?
Because we thought that we knew what we were giving them, I guess, and
After seeing kind of what,
like,
yeah.
like I don't know. It felt bad because we thought we had done something wrong to our dog, and we'd done a disservice to her. But
Mm-hmm. What do you currently do to fix that?
so we actually make a lot of their food at home using like natural ingredients.
Yeah.
And then we switched their brand from, I can't even remember, I think it was one of the Arcana brands that was
Right.
grain free, to one that the vet recommended for them.
Mm-hmm.
So it's good for all of our dogs, I believe, because I have 2 big ones and 2 little ones.
Mm-hmm.
So that's been nice.
Yeah. Why is that now awesome?
Because they are so much happier, they gobble it up, and we don't have to worry about like all that extra crap that goes into processed foods as much.
Right. Have they had more energy after
They
being on stuff
have
like that?
actually, and they enjoy it so much more. They don't get so bored of it.
Yeah? Right.
So
How often do you need to solve the problem?
in regards to their food,
Yeah. Rather than getting products that may contain chemicals.
so how do I problem solve? I
Yeah.
will be research brands and make sure that they have like real reviews that aren't just like paid, and we are really careful about looking at the ingredients and their alternative names that they sometimes go under,
Yeah.
to try to make sure they have the most balanced diet.
Right. Where do you currently find information about like the problems in products that may contain bad
Mostly
stuff?
just going on different, like talking to other pet owners, I guess, is what we've mostly done to see what works with their dogs, and then trying to surf the internet a little bit and getting different points of view.
Yeah.
But the vet mostly is the one we trust the most.
Right. Awesome. Well, thank you. Tell me a story about a time where you were concerned about the ingredients animal products may contain.
Concerned about the ingredients animal products may contain?
Yeah, like the chemicals that could possibly be in it.
Okay, yeah, so I have 2 budgies, right?
Mhm.
And more often than not, like, bird food that you get is very colorful.
Yeah.
And depending on the brands you get, more often than not, it's a bunch of dyes and everything. They're not natural flavors, and they can cause, like, problems.
Mhm.
So I'm usually pretty wary of buying colorful bird food. I have a preference for a brand that I get from the States because I spend more money on those birds than on anything else. But in general, yeah, like there's just a lot of really sketchy things going on for like places that sell stuff for birds and everything. More often than not, they're more harmful than, and then that's why they're like, budgies only live like a year. But it's like, no, they can live for as long as a dog or a cat.
Yeah.
So yeah.
What was the hardest part about finding stuff?
Well, I've done just a lot of research in general about finding things for my birds, but like, I mean, the hardest part is usually just actually getting it. So, like, there's this brand called Harrison's of food pellets that I get. They don't sell them anywhere here in Canada, as far as I know, at least not when I bought them last time. And it's just a pain to have to go through. I mean, shipping itself is already expensive. So, I mean, the hardest part really is just the cost of actually getting, like, food for my birds that aren't going to give them some sort of digestive problem or is too high in sugar or something.
Right. Why was that hard?
The shipping's mostly hard. Like, one, it's expensive. It's stupid expensive for like 2 bags, or like they'll last me like half a year still, but it's not easy. And then on top of that, you never really know, because like even if you order just anything really in general, you never, I don't know, it's hard to trust people when they say that they've like, oh, this is this and this is this, so you have to sort of rely on forums and other people's experience. So even like getting toys or whatchamacallits, I forgot what they're called, the things that they stand on.
Branches?
Yeah, sure. The fancy branches. I forgot what they're called.
Yeah.
But like some of them are really bad because they've got like fine strings on them, and that could cause them to like catch a claw, which could cause them to break a foot. And birds are fun in the sense that they don't tell you when they're feeling sick. You don't know until they're basically dead,
Yeah.
which is bad. So then why it's kind of just sort of a case of, it's a case of money and time, because you need to make sure that you give enough time for the things to come in. And then on top of that, if the product isn't what it claimed to be, then you just spent a lot of money on something that is potentially harmful.
Right. Yeah. How do you see this problem now?
From what I know, I've seen last time I checked, there were a few more efforts to bring in things that were safer from the States and sell them in Canada. But the problem that I see now is mostly just, there's not much that changed. A lot of it is, there's still a lot of issues. You see places like Walmart that are selling these bird toys that are, you do a little bit of research and you learn that oh, well, this is actually not great. It's actually kind of bad for them.
Yeah.
Or, there's a lot of I think you can get a budgie at a pet store for pretty cheap, really, really cheap. And the thing now is that people think that because of that oh, they don't have long lifespans, or like a hamster, but hamsters can live a long time if you take care of them. And budgies are not meant to have a 1 or 2 year lifespan. Those things can live for 15 years.
Yeah.
So it's a case of it's because there's this sort of idea that birds don't live a long time, that you see a lot of places that sell things for these animals that are sort of it doesn't matter, they don't live a long time, and they contribute to sort of the problems that people, it contributes to the problem, which is that you're not providing safe products and food and all these things that are actually good and healthy for your bird. And then the people who just buy pets on randomly because they just feel oh, I need a pet in my life, go in and buy these things, and they assume that the people have good intentions and that they've done their research and that these things that are labeled for your bird are safe. And then you end up with, people who are oh yeah, I'm on my 10th bird in the past 5 years, and it's just what are you doing to these things?
Right.
What the heck, man?
Yeah. Why is that solution now awesome?
A solution?
Or problem, I guess. Problem
Why
now
is
awesome.
What problem? Why is it now awesome?
Yeah. How did you resolve the problem that makes it awesome now?
Oh, well, for the most part, I found that buying toys and everything like that is pointless. You're better off buying the separate pieces from locations that are found safe. So I actually kind of enjoy going home and being able to put together bird toys that they get to destroy in fun and colorful ways.
Yeah.
For the most part, that's kind of the best part about it, is it's kind of like a pet that comes with arts and crafts. But most of it is still kind of rough. But at the same time, it's not so bad.
Yeah.
Could be worse.
Yeah. And I think that's it.
Okay. Yeah.
So tell me a story about a time where you were concerned about the ingredients animal products may contain?
Well, my cat has diabetes, so I have to be extra careful with that. So anytime that we go
Okay.
to the pet store and get food is always a concern.
Yeah. What was the hardest part?
Of the ingredients,
Yeah.
actually finding them, it's very hard. It's not like they're usually not listed on there, so I think that's the toughest part.
Yeah. Why was that hard?
Just because we have to be extra careful because of the sugar intake and it has to be a certain carbohydrate or something like that.
Right. How do you see this problem now?
What do you?
Like, the ingredients and products, or any kind of product in general. How do you kind of see that problem now?
Well, kind of on everything. To be honest, it's pretty much in any pet products that they kind of seem to lie about it or kind of hide it. So
Yeah, definitely. Why is that solution now, or problem now, awesome?
why is the problem now awesome?
Yeah.
Uh,
Like, do you like create your own kind of product
Oh,
or
I see.
anything like that? Or?
Yeah, I guess we kind of do a combination of our own stuff to make his diet, and we just kind of go to the vets now too and get their say.
Yeah. And that's it. All right. Tell me a story about a time where you were concerned about the ingredients animal products may contain.
Well, I used to have a dog, and she was pretty old, and she couldn't digest a whole lot. So
Right.
all these chemicals was actually making her throw up, and there was blood in her throw up too. So the vet made me change her food.
Damn.
And what was the hardest part of that situation?
Watching my little puppy in pain, because I could tell she was in pain.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. Why was that hard? It's kind of a similar question.
Why was it? Because she was my baby.
Yeah. How do you see this problem now with like chemicals in products?
Well, she passed away due to old age.
Right.
Not really concerned about it now.
Yeah. Why is that solution now awesome?
Well,
not
'cause
really-
I'm not gonna worry about it.
And that's all.
Okay.
Tell me a story about a time where you were concerned about the ingredients animal products may contain. So
Well,
like chemicals and products.
chemicals. Well, I don't know if like specifically that, but my one cat, Scuba, that we had, he would throw up a lot, so we really had to try and like regulate his food. He also was like, well, I don't know, not really in terms of chemicals, but he would overeat a lot because we would usually give him like wet food because it's better for cats, whereas like dry food gets really boring and they become like, I don't know, not as wanting to eat as much. I know when I was with my roommate, her cat, she did like a ton of research about like what was good for cats, and she was like very strict about like what she could eat, and she actually got really sick, the cat, so she had to take like some like supplements
Right.
to like help regulate her health and stuff. So I guess like with that, there's more concern when like you have a sick animal about what's in food, especially if it's like, yeah, if you haven't done a lot of research, it's hard to know.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. What was the hardest part of your story? I guess.
I guess, well, because Jupiter, she was like, she would, I don't know, sniffle and sneeze a lot. She was like really sick when Paige first adopted her. And she had to go into the vet a lot. Because she's not my cat, it wasn't like as difficult, I guess, but I know Paige like really had to like keep taking care of her and like give her like supplements and make sure that she was getting better.
Right. Did you have to go to like any organic products?
I
At
think
all,
she did do something. she got some different, like, not like really brand types of food to help. And then I can't remember. Yeah, she had to take these like little chews that
Like
should,
vitamins.
yeah, like vitamins to help her get better.
And why was that hard?
Well, she was like a kitten. She was like, I think 4 months old.
Right.
And then just adopted. We come home like a week after she's like sneezing and like making weird noises. So that was just kind of stressful because we had just like, I don't know, we had like talked about like she wanted to adopt a cat for a while. It was already kind of a stressful thing to have a pet in the apartment because we had never like lived together, and then like a couple months later we now have a cat in the house. So it was just kind of like already stressful, and then the cat's sick, and then that adds more stress. But yeah.
Yeah. How do you see that problem now? Did I just ask that?
No.
No? Okay, so how do you see the problem now?
Do you see the problem now?
Yeah. With like products and their
Yeah.
ingredients.
I guess it definitely helped. I think that Paige was like very, I don't know, aware. Yeah, she was very aware from right away that like something was wrong, and like didn't wait for it to get worse. Like she took Jupiter to the vet right away, and made the change to like get, I think, more like, I don't know, better kinds of like stuff. And she made a list of like things that Jupiter couldn't have, because her mom like has, I don't know, her mom can like kind of tell with some animals what they're not able to have. So she made like a list of things and made sure not to get whatever. Yeah.
Why is that problem now awesome?
No, awesome.
Yeah. Like, how did you kind of like resolve it? Kind of awesome.
Well, she got better, and it, I guess, made me aware as someone who didn't, like, has never owned a cat by myself, of how important it is to, like, make sure that you're really aware of, like, I don't know, things going on and different types of stuff in the food. Make sure you go to the vet when a cat has, like, a problem, even if it seems small, like just sneezing. Like, for a kitten, just like a common cold can really be like pretty bad. So yeah, I guess it made me more conscious of like if I were to get a cat, of those things and what to do.
Right. Yeah. And that's it. Tell me a story about a time where you were concerned about the ingredients animal products may contain. So like chemicals and stuff.
I guess when I first got my cat, I was concerned about it because it would seem certain foods I would buy would make her throw up. And I would typically buy the cheaper stuff because I'm a cheapskate. So, and that would seem to make her have an upset stomach more often. So, but I have never really looked at the ingredients. I just started buying more expensive cat food.
Right. And more, did you like make, or I guess buy more organic products?
I guess so.
Yeah.
I did look up like brands that were known for not having like a ton of like byproduct in them.
What was the hardest part of trying to find, I guess, products?
I guess just the research and then the hit to my wallet.
Yeah.
Because this stuff is always more expensive, which is fine. It's worth it. But I don't know, other than that, if I was faced with too many difficulties concerned with that.
Why was that hard?
Well, why was what hard?
Like, I guess with the prices and everything like that.
Well, just because, you buy or you get a pet, and it is in kind of an investment as well. You buy food and litter and whatnot for however long that they stay alive.
Right.
Like, usually at least like 10 to 15 years. So, yeah, I mean, with that, and kind of, if you're spending like $50 every 2 weeks for food, like, it really adds up.
Yeah, definitely. How do you see this problem now?
Economically?
Yeah, I mean, we could do economically, yeah.
I don't know. That's the biggest problem I face
Yeah.
with my pet is economics.
Yeah, definitely.
Just
Yeah.
like anything, it's just under inflation as well. So it only gets more expensive to try to properly take care of your pet, which shouldn't be the case. It should just kind of be accessible at a more level price point.
Right. And then, why is that problem now awesome?
What the fuck? I feel like I've ruined your interview.
No, you're good.
How is it awesome?
Yeah.
Well, I guess it's nice to see a healthier pet.
Yeah.
So even, like, I noticed, like, she obviously doesn't, like, throw up as much anymore. And, like, even her coat looks better, and like, her weight is more manageable. Like, the cheaper foods as well, I found made her quite bloated.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that's because of the stuff they put in there, but
Probably. Yeah. Definitely.
it's very gross.
Awesome. Well, okay. Tell me a story about a time where you were concerned about the ingredients animal products may contain.
Okay, well, because my pet, like we have had dogs and cats, but can I focus on my chickens, or what would you
Yeah.
prefer?
Any animal. you
Okay,
can-
I'll
you can
focus on the
do.
chickens.
Okay.
I haven't been really concerned about the products in the chicken food, is because we got it from UFA,
Yeah.
and they always like sell the same product, so it's consistent, and because I feel like you can trust UFA.
Yeah.
They're wholesome, and the ingredients are on the bag, and they're like seashells, grain, that kind of stuff. So it's nothing too like manufactured or artificial. Yes.
Right. Have you had any problems though with like ingredients, especially for like your other pets that you have? Like, have you ever like thought about like chemicals that might be in it,
Yeah, or like with like
unhealthy?
is it like food or other types of
It
products?
could be any kind of product, like especially like medications or stuff.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
we don't medicate any of our farm
Right.
cats because they're all feral. But the food, it like there seems to be lots of like grain or flour put into the cat kibble as like filler.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, oh, I don't like that. Like, because cats aren't. Bye. Cats aren't made to like eat just like grain products.
Right.
So, but then the companies they advertise like, oh yeah, like this is so good for your cat, but it's actually not.
Yeah, definitely. What was the hardest part?
I think the hardest part is finding something good for your pets that's like affordable, especially for a lot of pets. Like we have like 10 plus cats, 10 to 20 cats like, running around the farm, and so it's like it's not sustainable to buy like the best quality food for those little goobers.
Yeah.
They should catch mice. They're lazy.
And why was that hard?
Why was that hard? I guess it's like you want to help all 20 feral cats, but you can't afford to, so it kind of hurts when you're like, dang, like they're just going to have to eat this bottom of the rung food because that's all we can really do.
Right. Yeah, definitely. How do you see this problem now?
It had, well now it's, I just hope that they, get back to their animal instincts and just hunt birds and stuff.
Yeah.
So when they bring a dead bird back to the house, it's like, good job, buddy.
Yeah,
You
definitely.
needed that.
Yay.
Yeah.
Why is that now awesome? Or why is that problem now awesome, I should say?
That problem is now awesome because it's best that they hunt for food themselves. And it's probably more nutritious for a cat to eat a bird.
Probably. Yeah.
But there's still many not awesome aspects
Yeah.
of feeding 20 feral cats.
The prices and stuff. Inflation.
It ain't cheap to put food on the table for the family, let alone all those cats.
Definitely.
They're bums, I tell you.
Yep.
They need to get jobs and stop
How
freeloading.
dare they live rent free?
Exactly. Oh,
And-
man.
Yeah, that's all I have.
Okay, sounds good.
Tell me a story about a time where you were concerned about the ingredients animal products may contain.
There was a brand that I was quite concerned. It was like the Blue Label brand. I can't remember the exact name, but they had stuff that was not edible for dogs, and whatever it was containing was actually killing animals. With myself having a dog and using that brand, I stopped it right there because I did notice that my dog was having stomach issues. And after stopping that brand, I found that my dog was better. But yeah, that really concerned me, and it concerns me also with other products such as treats that we give him. So I try to make sure I look for more natural brands for him.
What was the hardest part of this problem?
The hardest part of the problem was seeing my dog suffer. I was quite concerned, and hearing more and more stories through the internet and researching it. I'm just really happy that my dog didn't die and he only got sick.
And why was that part hard?
That part is hard because I could have lost my pet due to negligence on their part, and with whatever they were putting in to that food caused issues with my dog on his health. And a natural product where there's no chemicals or other substances put in that we don't even know about, it's concerning.
How do you see this problem now?
Well, I do know that label is still out there. They do say that they've changed their ways, but I myself will not trust that.
They still do that?
They do still have that product. I don't know if they really did make those changes, but I no longer trust that product, and I'm really, really weary on what I give my dog now, and I definitely look at the ingredients to make sure they're more natural ingredients to avoid that issue.
Right. Why is that situation now awesome?
Well, the situation is awesome because now before I didn't know to look for stuff like that, but now knowing that that's out there, what is awesome is I'm educated and I can make sure that when I'm buying my product, I'm looking for the proper and more natural ingredients, and my dog is still alive and he's thriving on the better food that I've chosen for him.
Great. That's all I need.
Thank you.
Tell me a story about a time where you were concerned about the ingredients animal products may contain.
Well, this one day at Walmart, I decided to get the white bone marrow rawhide diddle dealies for my dog, and he started choking on it, and I don't know why. I think it was something in there that had some sort of fragrance in it that he didn't like, and I think that he choked on it immediately.
Okay. And what was the hardest part of this product?
The hardest part?
Yeah.
The hardest part, I think, was when I had to give him the Heimlich maneuver to get it out of his throat.
Oh, dang. And why was that hard?
I think that the fragrance and everything that made him he wanted it more, so he ended up trying to swallow it quicker. So I think that's what made him want it and choke on it.
Right.
How do I see this problem?
How do you see this problem now?
I think that they should never sell stuff like this.
Right. And why is that situation now awesome?
Why is it now awesome? Well, now that I know that it's not a good product, I go to a butcher and get a proper product, a real product.
Great.
Yeah.
Awesome.